All right, good evening and welcome to another episode of Living Well with the Wellses. Got some special guests today. These are the stars of the Anti-Candida Diet. To my right is my 11-year-old, my eldest child, Aislinn. And to my left is my second oldest child, Cademan. These are the two children who are old enough to actually speak for themselves. So I thought I would bring them on and let them give you the honest assessment of how this diet is being handled in our family. We are how far into this diet?
2.5 weeks.
Okay, and Cademan, how would you say this diet has been going? You can speak to the camera up there.
Painful.
Painful. Was that your honest assessment? What's painful about the diet?
Die off.
Die off? Yeah? What does that feel like? What's dying off?
It's where you die off from yeast.
Okay, so the yeast are dying off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a common term. The die-off is what we call it when the candida starts to die. So what has that been doing to you?
Causing me stomach pain and headaches and feeling lightheaded.
Okay. And are you feeling that now even? Or has it gotten better?
No, it's gotten better over the past few days. I'm adapting to this diet.
Okay, good. Maybe you don't have as many yeast dying off anymore. What about you, Aislinn? How have you been feeling on this diet?
I have my good days and my bad days. Like, some days I feel nauseous and have stomach pains a lot, but on days like today, which is one of my good days, I feel fine.
Okay. And great, thanks for sharing those things. Now, how have y'all felt about the foods that we've had to eat?
I made blueberry muffins today, and I was actually really surprised how they came out. There's actually a lot of really good food you can have on this diet.
Yeah, that's good. And Aislinn, you love baking, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aislinn has been...
I wasn't going to let this diet get in my way of baking.
Yeah, and so
you like baking, but you like bacon.
And she likes bacon.
Okay.
Yeah, she likes baking and she likes bacon. And you should put some bacon in your baking. We should try that next. So...
Cheese and bacon muffins.
So, but as she said, she's not let this get in her way of baking. Before this diet, she was baking, a lot of things with. She was still using some alternative flours and stuff, but she was letting some good quality wheat flour creep in there and real sugar and stuff. And she's modified now. She's using erythritol and stevia and coconut flour, almond flour, things like that, and creating some really yummy stuff. So, what about you, Kate? How have you felt about the food that you've been restricted to eating on this diet?
Well, since my diet's a little more restricted, it's been a little weird. I'm eating quite a few times. I've actually been eating different meals from the rest of the family.
So what Kate was referring to is an MRT test, a mediator release test. That it's one of the food allergy tests that we do at our office at Whole Health Center Houston, and we did this before starting this diet. And we identified some other things because Cademan's been having some drainage and other stuff going on, and we're just trying to figure that out. So he has restrictions beyond just getting rid of sugar and being low carb. But how have the recipes been and the things you've had to eat? Have we been surviving?
Well, yes. Sometimes I've been I sort of wished I could have some things. There's some old meals that we usually would have. My dad had to change the Sunday saucers recipe.
But you like the new recipe, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. So, but we are accustomed to slathering our Sunday saucers with a little more syrup and things which we've had to completely eliminate. So that's been interesting. And are you guys excited? Are y'all anticipating any real benefit coming from this, or what do you think?
I think I'm gonna have a little bit more energy, probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think I'll have less energy.
You think you'll have less energy?
After this diet came, we're talking about.
I know
the
after
yeast
this
are
diet.
gone. They're done destroying inside of our bodies, so we're gonna have more energy. Yay!
Okay.
I think we use yeast for energy. That's why I feel like I'm gonna be more tired.
We don't.
Interesting.
I can
That's
live
an
without
interesting thought. Yeah.
Well, we could use some yeast.
We should figure out how to use the candida yeast in our body as an energy source.
I mean, some of it does definitely go for energy.
Okay, so you think you're going to have less energy, and you think you're going to have more energy. We're talking about the conclusion of this diet, like what's the end game. What about like sweet things? Do you think that coming out of this diet that maybe you won't need to or want to eat as much sugary stuff?
I don't know. Like with me, I'm probably gonna want to like keep going on this diet like a little bit more, just because I'm like encouraged by it. But I think that as soon as I take a bite of sweet stuff, I'm gonna want a lot more because it's gonna taste a lot sweeter after this diet. And already when I have stuff like blueberries for a snack, like small amounts, like 10 blueberries or something, they already taste a lot sweeter than I remember them being. And this is just after 2 weeks. We're doing this for a whole month.
Yeah, this is true. And what about you, Kaven? You had quite the sweet tooth, probably the biggest sweet tooth of the family coming into this diet. How do you think you're going to do when you're done?
A lot better.
Yeah? Okay. All right, what about things like rice and noodles? These aren't sweet things, but they're carbs. Bread, rice, and noodles. How are y'all?
I can't have.
I want bread.
How are y'all doing? So you're really missing bread?
I want bread.
Okay.
I want
butter.
bread.
You want bread also?
I want toast.
Toast.
Toast. I want
Okay, so
French toast.
let's be real. How often did we eat toast even before the diet?
Almost never, but it's delicious.
Okay.
And your
Well-
French toast, it's awesome.
Yeah, we don't eat that very often either.
No.
Aislinn, what has been your favorite meal so far? What can you remember being your favorite meal on this diet so far?
Like Cayman said, I love bacon, but I think actually my favorite meal, it may sound a little weird, but my mom came up with this really good meal where she baked acorn squash and then filled it with goat yogurt, actually, since Cayman can't have dairy products, and goat yogurt. It's really good. It tastes almost alike. And yeah, I can't remember. I don't think she added any bacon. I think that was it, with a little bit of cinnamon and butter. It was really good. Oh, and a little bit of honey drizzled on top. Not much, but just enough. And I love the combination of sweet and cold. Well, not really sweet and cold, but more like hot and cold. I really like that.
Okay.
That was my favorite meal.
Okay. Cademan, what has been your most memorable, most favorite meal so far on this diet?
Probably your new pancakes and bacon.
Okay.
Pancakes and bacon.
Pancakes and bacon. That's a good standby. It's not really a new favorite, but
Who
he likes my
doesn't?
new formulation. All right. Now, Aislinn, what has been your least favorite meal that we have tried on this diet?
I don't actually remember a meal that I don't like, actually.
That's good.
I like everything.
Cademan, you want to come back into the frame of the video, buddy? What is your least favorite meal on this diet so far? He's having to think really hard about this one. So I'm just going to go with he doesn't have a least favorite meal either. So that's really good.
It's good meal.
We have 2.5 weeks and we do not have any identifiable really bad meals, if that tells you anything. So, okay, I hope this has been informative for you, hearing directly from those who are living it out, an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old. And for me, I would agree with everything they have said.
Bye-bye.